Good morning, everybody. It's Ruthie Rocks, and I am a little misplaced today because my camera at home just isn't working. So that stuff happens. And let's see, what I'm trying to do now is I want to share something with you today. I did not have time to do my stats, so we won't be doing those today. We'll be doing them tomorrow, and by that time we'll have all the, hopefully lots of listings, right, this weekend. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about content and some things that you all can do. Again, I had to borrow some things today from Gary Vaynerchuk because, again, I didn't have time to do my show, and I spent an enormous amount of time yesterday trying to get my camera working on my computer. So I don't know if you all remember, but Mari Smith gave us some justice a little bit so I can, there we go. Oh, no, my eyes are right in the glare. Sorry about that. Sorry about the quality today, but anyway. So Mari Smith gave us a gear list. And so I went in there after being so frustrated, not being able to get my camera working, my internal camera on my computer. So I went on Mari Smith's gear list, and I got the Brio camera, which now I will have a portable camera in case my camera at home doesn't work, if I can't get it fixed. And I can come here and do the same thing, although this is an internal camera. It's pretty good. Yeah, this is an HP Envy, and I've always really liked the camera because it is a little bit depth of field, if you know what that means. That just so everybody knows, like if you like on the iPhone, you get a flat look. On on a computer camera, they normally give more of a little bit of a depth of field, not much, but a little bit. So anyway, and these are like 4K. These are like real high quality, and you can do the lighting however you want it in the background. It's a good fit for what I do. So I want to talk a little bit today. A common mistake people make when building their own online brand is they think way too transactionally and sales focused around their content. So in today's session, I want to show how Gary V breaks down how to think about creating content with the hopes of it leading to sales without the content being salesy. And we talk about that a lot, and I don't see as many people as I'd like to see doing it. And you know, we've thrown out all the tips about, you know, being consistent, starting a video on Facebook, and starting tips, you know, tips Tuesday tips, or Teresa's Tuesday tips, or you know, whatever you are going to talk about. You want to be consistent so people know, oh, there's Teresa on Tuesdays. I want to watch her today. She had a great tip last week, or she just listed this new house, or she has a house that's coming soon. And you know, that's you can talk about something that you know is coming soon without actually giving it an address when you go on social media, so that people contact you. I think sometimes we get too linear, and we don't think that we can go outside the box and say, hey, I have this house coming soon in Red Rock, and it's you know, it's going to be 3 bedrooms for 3 bathrooms. It's going to be a golf course view. You're not actually telling them what the house is. And so I think that you can talk about your future business, but be careful so that if you are talking about it, you're sure you're going to get it. Otherwise, you'll lose credibility with people. So you don't want to do that. And let's see, we're going to go, let's listen to Gary a little bit, and then I'll make some comments about what he says. Let's see if we can get him up here. And give me a minute or a second. I'm going to go to the of course, his title's Making Money Online. This is a great session. So if you want to spend $10,000 and go to New York City, you can sit down in a conference room with Gary and his team for one whole day. It costs $10,000 for one whole day. and they will dissect your business and tell you how you can make it better. And of course, the previous fellow, Nick, I think is from Colorado. I met him at Agent 2021, and he went to the 4Ds, and the 4Ds stand for Digital Discovery Deep Dive. So anyway, Nick has a car dealership, and he has decided to create a caricature called cheaper cars or something, I don't know, with his, and he found a plaid suit and everything to wear, and Gary advised him to make a cartoon out of it and watch his business explode. So anyway, Gary is very creative. I'm going to start playing this.
It's because this will stop at one point.
Correct.
So yeah, and Dubai is looking very well in terms of 2021, the expo and everything. So it will be a boom at one point, and that's what I'm currently doing. But in the COVID time, my e-commerce site was built because I realized, okay, if I don't have services, I'm making minus, not just zero.
Correct.
So I built up an e-commerce store with brow products, and it's been amazing. People were going crazy over it. We made like 20K from launching just for a few days.
Amazing.
Just to test it, and it was quite good, and now I'm working on that. And should I go with the question?
No, I'm going to get context, and then we'll go back with questions.
Okay.
So thank you.
Okay, great.
Nice to see
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Let's
Joe.
shoot over to Matt Henry down under, the packaging king of Australia. Matt, say hi to Gary.
G'day, Gary. How's it going? I've never been called that, Joe, so that's new. So yeah, Gary, I'm looking after. I'm a GM of the business, but I'm really a traditional CMO. So I'm on the exec team, looking after a team of about 75.
So I just fast forwarded.
I'm happy with that. Let's
Awesome.
keep it.
I just fast forwarded to the end of Nick, and then we're going to begin the one that I want you to listen at. So here we go.
Roll over to Sam in Texas. Sam, let's go.
Hey, so first, Nick gave me some great ideas on how to create content for a market that feels overlooked and mistrustful of my industry, right? And so that's, it's a high trust thing for us to help people. And so it's how do we build that trust? Nick helped quite a lot with that, but how do I build that audience for people to consume that content?
I'm going to give you the best fucking advice ever. I'm so confident about this one. As good as I've felt so far today, this is the one I'm most confident about. And I'm pretty confident about everything else I've said here so far. You have to start a podcast, and then you have to post-produce the video of the podcast for LinkedIn ads. So what's cool about this is I'm going to make assumptions that you have a little bit of a sense of me, Sam. What you see from me a lot of times is I'm not an influencer. I'm a businessman who figured out how to do things that could be recorded to then be my content.
Right.
My entire speaking career, which is lucrative, is mainly because I want the content. It's fucking crazy.
So you're getting paid for something you're going to do already.
No, even better. I'm getting paid for something I wouldn't have done otherwise. Nice. That is impacting me even more on my core business.
Yeah.
You know how fucking crazy that is? That's basically what I want you to do. Watch how this works out. So you stand up a financial service or a money management or whatever, you stand up a show, Dollars and Cents with Sam Rodriguez, right? That's the show. Now that you have a podcast, you'll be blown away by what I'm about to say. You start cold emailing people on LinkedIn to be a guest that are fancy people, like people that are on CNBC and the Wall Street Journal. And 1 out of every 29 of them, Sam, is going to say yes, because everybody is a publicity whore.
Okay. So how do you even get an audience for your podcast? How do you build that audience?
LinkedIn. So this is the next part. So you film the first one with Calvin. It's 42 minutes. Now you have to have the ability, whether you learn this yourself because it's fun, whether you have a younger sibling, whether you hire an intern, Jay is this guy, I assume, in Calvin's world, or he definitely had somebody in his world do this because he had 6. I'm assuming Jay handles a lot of those things now, but you figure out at the lowest possible cost, Sam, which starts with you. Do you watch 20 hours of YouTube videos for free of how to use Adobe? Like, I'm thrilled if you want, I'm sure my team will give you 15 minutes for free to like how to stand up a podcast. Like I probably have an article on my website right now that explains it all. So you start up the show. You then have 5 moments in your meeting with Calvin that were good points. You felt you sounded smart. Calvin made a good stop. Thank you, Kate. There's something called Stork. I'm sure Kate will tell you about that. So, but by the way, and on the record, I know Stork is wildly inexpensive as a newsletter, but still, you can definitely find this stuff for free. It might just save you time. You might want to pay $39. That's why people pay those kind of things, right? The time of finding the free. Anyway, nonetheless.
So what he's saying is that he let's say that you do a video show like I'm doing, and what we do is we take the you can take the video out or take the sound out and put it on your podcast platform, which is what we do. Gary does it. He'll do a podcast. He says, like he's doing now, this is a podcast. And then he's showing it on video on YouTube. This is from YouTube. So it doesn't matter which way you do it, but you still have to be on camera when you're doing the podcast. And I don't think that's coming across clearly. I think the fella in the video understands that, but I just want to make that clear. Whether you're doing what I'm doing, which we strip the audio off and make the podcast, or your show is just all podcasts. And here's the difference, and here's why we do it the way we do it, is because we want to be able to put things on the screen and show people. And then if we say, go, you hear me say all the time, go to Ruthie Rocks group and you can download, this information. So I have figured out that works for what I do. And it would work for you if you're a real estate agent, like do the video, and have people go someplace to get the content, perhaps like my morning stats. If you would like to see today's or this week's stats, email me at, like Anetta Rapogle at, AnettaRapogle.com or Frank Burke. Have people start emailing you for your information when you even are doing the video, in case because when you strip it off, then you've got that, you don't have showing anything on the screen, so to speak, but they know where to get it because they can't see it on a podcast. But you can always say, if you want to watch my show, podcasts are very, very good because it's good content and it's a good platform because it gives you, in some of the algorithms, it's very good that you have a podcast. But anyway, if you don't, that's okay. Start with video. All right, let's continue.
You then cut those 5 clips and then you post them with copy on your LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the B2B version of TikTok right now.
So you go do an open house with the idea that what you're going to do with that content is put it all over social media. So your work is your content. That's what he's saying. So that's why we always say you create content with the hopes of leading to sales, but you don't sell. You're showing, you're giving value.
LinkedIn and TikTok, 2 social media platforms that will give you organic reach on every post more than you deserve based on your behaviors prior to the post. Meaning, if you're a quote unquote nobody, meaning you don't even have a TikTok or LinkedIn account, your first post of a 39-second video or a 2-minute, 19-second video, Sam, of you and Calvin talking will get 3,000 views, whereas that same video on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook and Twitter will get 9.
Okay.
And that will become your life. And then you're going to learn how to spend ad money. So now you're spending that. Now you learn that a video went viral and you should spend $1,000 against a 5-mile radius of your house to get local people. Like, so you got it?
Yeah. So how do you move people from being consumers of your content to consumers of your product?
By the quality of your content.
Okay. So they
will inquire, my friend. And then
build it and they'll come.
100,000%, because you're going to say, thanks everybody for listening, Sam Rodriguez. And Send an email to me if you need me, Sam at the, and things will just start happening. You're in the first episode, you're gonna say, here I am. I don't know if you guys know this character on the internet, Gary Vee told me to do a podcast. Well, here I am. Let me tell you about myself. I grew up here. I did this. This is what I do for a living. This is that. You know, my ambition is to educate, put some karma on the board, feature some guests that I think deserve recognition. Let the chips fall where they may. Would I love to be your person? Sure. I would not even say that line or say that line. They both work. The end.
So if I'm trying to build, say, a nationwide team of advisors that do fantastic work for people, how do I get these people that are consuming me to want to work with my team versus me?
Very, very easily. You speak to it about day one. Like, I don't sell myself at VaynerMedia. You say it. You story tell. You have your team on one of the episodes and everyone shoots the shit.
Okay.
You just tell people the truth. You know, I'm going to role play. Hey guys, you know, first of all, thanks to everybody who's listening. This is now episode 19. This has been insane. When that Gary, like I told you, Gary Vee, like when he told me to do this, I never thought I'd have this many people already listening. I'm blown away. Couple things I just want to share. A lot of you reaching out to work with me. Let me tell you a little bit more about my actual business. I've got a group of nationwide people. I vet them. I do this. So most of you that are reaching out, like, honestly, I'm probably not going to work directly with you. You're going to be working with my team. By the way, if you're out there listening and you think you're great at this, I'd love to have you on my team. So if you email me and say you want to be part of the team, I'm also always looking for that. And also, by the way, if not, you know, please sit back and enjoy this free information. I hope it brings you value or maybe brings an important question that you can bring to your financial advisor. And I think what's cool about that, Sam, is you've already been in this meeting with me now for 40 minutes. You can see my concern. We have things that I think can help Josh, but I don't necessarily.
So what he's saying is, you know, that the house that you're videoing or doing an open house, you already understand that you have to find the beautiful things about that house, the things that are different, the things that perhaps the seller uses this gourmet kitchen to make the best banana pancakes on this planet, right? And you have all this planned, and you might just have a banana pancake there or something, you know, something that draws people's interest. And so you do these content rich videos that are very, very short. And if you're doing them on your phone, then you just upload them right to TikTok, and TikTok will give you, like he's saying, an audience. You're probably not going to sell anything off of TikTok, but you're going to be able to, with TikTok, tell them where to go to find out more information. And then you're going to send them to, you know, your Facebook business page or to your website landing page that you've created with Agent Formula. I have to say that, you know, so that they can go and see that open house, that virtual tour, whatever you did. So that's what they're talking about, creating bits of content that are rich and grab people's attention. So let's continue here with Gary.
I really want to sell Josh the $15,000 thing either. Like, I don't want to be transactional. I want to educate of like, hey, here's what you need to think about, right? In the macro, the right thing is for me to get everybody's media business. That's how we really do business. But I'm not telling Josh to hire Sasha over who the fuck he's using. I'm fucking telling him the best advice would just take this shit in house.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yep. Yeah. Perfect. Thanks.
Do that. Cheers.
Awesome.
Let's keep it moving.
Do you want to be on a podcast?
I will be your 55th episode guest if you get there.
5-5. It's getting written
5-5.
down everywhere.
Love it. Joe Q, keep me honest on that.
Let's go. I'll keep you honest for sure. Let's go on up to Brad in Oklahoma and talk of agency life.
Oh, hey Gary. So I mentioned that we work mostly with home service companies, you know, plumbers, HVAC contractors. So I got kind of like a two-part question. What do you think the most underutilized platforms are for contractor marketing? And then part two is, what do we need to do right now to make sure they stay relevant in, you know, 3 to 5 years?
I think the most underused platform is LinkedIn, because I think LinkedIn is acting more like Facebook did 5 to 7 years ago. Not only are you getting organic reach, people are open to all kinds of information on LinkedIn. This is not just about, you know, like, for example, I'm actually making a note right now. This has been in the back of my mind forever. I have a great kid on my team, Sam Doyle, at my dad's liquor store. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry, but I'm being meta right now. Sam to make 3-minute line videos for LinkedIn for blind text daily. anyway, boom. Like I know he's going to post something about wine and that's going to lead to signups organically. So LinkedIn for sure, Brad, by a country mile. It will.
So your team that you're working with, is going to be your inspectors, your title company, your mortgage people, the people, your handyman people, whatever is around you. And what you do is the same thing he's doing, just for a different reason, because you are going to then bring one of those people on your show at some point and give them reach, and they'll in turn probably share that little clip out to their sphere of influence. And so now all of a sudden, you're this realtor with this team, and you tell everybody that I may not always be the star of my show, I may be bringing in members of my team, and it works. And so this fella's in a different business, but you can adapt it to your business.
Will lead to
Let's
business.
continue.
It's got an ad product where you can target people by location because most of these businesses are local. It's expensive ads, but it's very relevant. Like the people see them, which matters. People are like, well, Gary, I can buy these ads for $3 CPMs. I'm like, nobody's seeing them. They're banner ads on home.com. Who gives a fuck?
Sure.
Right? So relevance is completely, Brad, based on content. You could get me to stop right now if it was titled How to Build Your Own Home Office During COVID. Content, right? The reason I exist. Some of you have followed me for a long time, Calvin, I know that to be true. I'm very consistent. For 12 years, I've been saying the same shit. The reason I'm worth listening to is I make it all relevant to the moment. My attention arbitrage, content, media, humanity, way to manage is consistent.
So that episode, I'll put the link in the comments on the group, Ruthie Rocks on Facebook. So there's a lot of other rich information in there, but as you can see, that's an hour-long video. And when you listen to it, if you will take the time to listen to it, you can pick bits and pieces. And for you all who already know that you have to do these things, it might just give you some inspiration. Or when I listen to some of these things, I'm pulling out bits and pieces of things. Like I didn't think about taking my a clip of my video and putting it on TikTok. Now I do have a TikTok account, but I know that I'm not going to get business off of TikTok. You monetize TikTok because by getting people to go someplace to see more, because there's a lot of need to turn my volume down. It's because there's a lot of people that watch TikTok, and like we tell you, the millennials are starting to move and buy homes and things like that. So having that in mind, you want to put things on TikTok that relate to the millennials buying homes, like first time home buying a clip, and then they go to your Facebook business page where I've already given you the 5 videos, right, of first time home buying. So I think it's a fantastic idea if you want to start getting people from TikTok onto Facebook to watch your videos. And you can even create, a page on your website where you put those videos, which I recommend too. So either way, when you do TikTok, though, they need to be like short. And so you have to think a lot about how you're going to grab people in a short amount of time that want to go and and learn how to buy their first home. And a lot of times it's a good thing to say, don't be scammed by people wanting you to buy a home, and they really don't know how to walk you through the process, but I do. Something like that. TikTok doesn't have the rules that Facebook does. So you can ask questions. You can, target, hey, if you're living in California and you want to move here, you can, on TikTok, you can actually, through your little video, you can market and you don't have to pay for it. So TikTok's a little different animal. However, unless you're already on Facebook and LinkedIn, I wouldn't deep dive into TikTok yet. And then of course you have to at some point think about doing a podcast on YouTube. So there's a lot of, those are like right now, the YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook are where you really need to spend a lot of your time. And if you notice, everybody, these people are not talking about Instagram. And I've said this many times, and I love Instagram, but Instagram's getting really strict on the things that they do. The reels right now, they're changing the rules on the reels. So there's a lot of nuances about Instagram. And to me, Instagram is still a product oriented, a physical product, not a house. I don't call house a product, but it's still more of a product oriented place to be. Unless you started when Instagram started, it's probably going to be really tough to build an audience, and you don't want to buy your audience, because then you have all these followers and no views on your posts. And that even happens when you grow it organically. I mean, people are all over the place on Instagram. It is not quite the platform, I don't believe, for people that want to get some reach and create content for their business in real estate. And of course, more than ever, I'm very, very passionate now about everybody branding themselves. And you know why? I mean, we've got that 800-pound gorilla in the room, and I know, and I'm telling you how to keep your business, sustain your business, grow your business, and it's by branding. If you are buying leads right now from buying leads from a third party, I'm not talking about creating leads on Facebook or creating leads on LinkedIn. I'm talking about buying leads from a third party. I think that that's probably going to soon go bye-byes because of Zillow. I think that you need to connect with, and even if they don't go away, you're not going to get the quality that you want, because you have to realize how many people are on Zillow. So the only other way to, the way I think, is to reach people because of you, and farming and doing open houses and targeting your market in California and being a real targeted marketing machine. That's what you need to become. And once you get good at it, it really doesn't take that much time. The learning curve is what takes time. My phone's going crazy, but that's what's happening in today's world. So it's a lot easier to brand yourself now than ever. And I say this is the golden year, so we want to do it. I want to sign off right now. It's 9:33. And I'll have the stats tomorrow, and my show will be a little bit more organized, although I thought this was helpful. It wasn't my normal, I didn't have my normal intro, meat, and the ending. So I didn't get to be as polished as I like to be. But anyway, let's talk about coming to ethics class on Wednesday. Show me the money, procuring cause. And like I keep telling you, procuring cause is, there's no science to it. You just, you have to, if there's an issue between you and another agent on procuring cause, you end up going to mediation, and you're being judged by your peers at that point. And so if you don't have if you haven't done the right things, when you go up in front of that mediation, you could lose. So what we talk about is how you can win your procuring cause case. So it's really, really interesting. It's something that you really need to know, and you get 3 credits for it. And that's it. If your license is coming due, before October 1st, that's awesome. I think it's October 31st. October 31st, that's awesome. You got plenty of time to get your core in, and you can use core also for general. So if you just wanted to take 2 ethics, 2 agency, 2 contracts, and 2 law, for instance, those classes, that would be 24 credits. You don't necessarily have to take a general. So just letting you know that, because I get that question all the time. And if I get that question all the time, you probably might have thought of it yourself. So go to be.vegas, sign up for ethics 2 to 5 on Wednesday. And when we have our afternoon classes, we have happy hour. All right, everybody, love you. If you need a website, go to agentformula.com. You won't be sorry.